Guys, welcome to Tech Time with Mr. Nguyen. After making the first video, I realized that I really didn't go into the different categories, so we're gonna talk about each category this time and make sure that you guys have a basic understanding of how to navigate the different categories. Alright, so here it is, the learning goals for today. You're going to be able to explain how to find blocks using category, and you're going to be explaining the purpose of each category. Alright, so let's go to our Scratch program here. This is my basic Scratch program right here, my coding platform. And right now I just have the Scratch sprite, and I have the motion block on the left hand corner right here. So as you notice, the motion block, they're all colored blue. So as you can see, the different categories are color coded. Okay, what do you think the motion block is used for, based on looking at some of these blocks that I have on the left hand side right here? Well, if you said move, then that's exactly right. So we have this move block right here. You can drag and drop the move block, and if you want to test out what the block does, you can just double click on it. As you can see right now, my sprite just moved 10 steps. So as you can see, the motion block has to do with movements, okay? And you can play around with it by using blocks such as turn 15 degrees clockwise, turn 15 degrees counterclockwise. So everything has to do with motion, okay? So the next category is the dark purple looks block. Alright, now this has to do with the way the sprite looks, such as getting it to say something. And I don't mean saying it as in making a sound, but it says it like as if it's a comic, like this. It has a little bubble that basically gets to say whatever text that you type in. Okay? It can do such thing as changing the size. Whoa, that's a big cat. It can change the color. So you can go ahead and play around with the dark purple looks block and onto the sound block. Okay, now a lot of times people get confused between the looks and the sound block because both of the colors purple, but the sound block has a lighter purple color. So keep that in mind. So I have my play meow sound until done here. So if I double click on it, it's going to play some sound. So naturally, the sound block makes it so that you can play sound with code. Pretty cool, right? Now let's go on to the yellow events block. Now events are basically special situations in which you have to do to your program to make it work. In this example, you guys notice that I've been dragging and dropping a block and double clicking on it to see if it's going to work. But with events, you have special situations such as clicking on the green flag right here to start your program. Right now when I click on the green flag, nothing really happens. I continue to click on it because we don't have an event. So usually your program always starts out with some kind of event to activate your code. Otherwise, you have to just double click on your code, and what if you have a lot of code? I mean, you can't double click on all your code at the same time. So basically, typically, I want when green flag click attached by some kind of block to make the program work when I click on the green flag right here to start my program. So go, click the green flag. As you can see, my cat is moving just a little bit every time I click on the green flag. Alright, and there are other special events that we'll learn about as we progress with our learning for Scratch. Okay, so on to the next category is the orange control block. Now control basically makes it so that you can control the flow of your code or help the computer make a decision. But I want to just show you something really cool right here. When I click on the green flag, how many times does the cat move 10 steps? if you answer 1, then that is correct. Okay, it only moves one time. But what if I want the cat to move from the left side of the screen all the way to the right side of the screen? And if you're thinking, well, Mr. Nguyen, you can just drag and drop it. Yeah, technically you are correct, but we want to do it with code. So I got this code right here. It only moves it 10 step one time. So I can use some block in the control category to tell it to do more than once. So do you guys see what I did there? So basically I drag and drop the repeat 10. It's like a C shape right here. And then I put the move block inside the repeat block. Now when I click on the green flag, the cat's going to move. Now, so the cat didn't really move all the way to the right. So what do you guys think I should adjust? Should I adjust the repeat 10 to a bigger number? Or should I adjust the move 10 steps to a bigger number? Let's give it a try. Let's start out with move 10 steps. So instead of 10, let's do 20. And let's click on the green flag to see what happens. Okay, the cat's moving a little bit further. Okay, how about we try it the other way, where move 10 steps is only 10, and we're going to tell it to repeat 20. What do you guys see that's different about when I change move 10 steps to 20 steps and repeat to 20? I'm going to play it one more time. Well, if you answer that it seems like as if when you make it so that it's repeating 20 times and moving just a small number of steps, only 10 steps each time, it seems like it's less laggy, right? And if you answer that, then you're absolutely right. Okay, it is a little bit less laggy. The movement of the cat is a little bit more smooth, so the whole point is you want to make it repeat more times but move less steps, so that way the movement seems a lot smoother. Okay, so that's one way that you can control your code. Now there's also the really long way to put in a bunch of move 10 step blocks. Now this is also correct, but it's very inefficient when you have 10 or 20 move 10 step blocks. It's very inefficient, and it's a lot of work for you to put all those blocks together. So that's why we want to use the repeat block, okay? All right, like this. All right. So on to the next category right here. We have the sensing block. Now, the sensing block, which we will learn a lot more later, but what it does is that it senses whether you click on your mouse pointer or whether you touch a certain color or press a certain key on your keyboard. And it also senses like such thing as just like the position of the sprite on the screen and a bunch of other things. But again, we'll learn more about this as we advance our learning of Scratch. All right. The next category is going to be operators, the green operators block. Now, operators has to do with operations, like it's in math operations. So when you hear the word operators, think of math, such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And there's a whole bunch of other things that you can do with operators in which you can get the computer to calculate things for you, to create or be a part of the program that you're creating. All right, it's going to be pretty cool. And again, we'll learn this as we advance with Scratch. Next up is variables. Now, variables is basically a way for the computer to store information, such as you can think about it as when you're playing a game, they have such thing as score or points or health. Those are all things stored in variables. And again, we'll learn more about this later. Okay. Last but not least, we have this My Blocks category right here. And My Blocks is basically a very advanced category in which once you get really, really good with Scratch, you're going to be able to create your own blocks and tell the computer what to do with code. Pretty cool, right? All right. I think that's pretty much it for the different categories. Let's take a look at our learning goals today. We definitely did explain how to find blocks using category, and we explained the purpose of each block. That's pretty much it, guys. I'll catch you guys next time with Tech with Mr. Nguyen. See you later.